morning, everybody. My name is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk about my March goals. So again, I'm using my goal planner by Powersheets, Cultivate What Matters. And we're just going to dive right into March. So if you guys, I haven't talked to those of you who like to plan goals and stuff, unless some of you have watched my other videos. So on a few of my budget videos and my plan with me's, I've discussed and actually I released a video about my son Logan. So if you've watched that, you know that we have medical issues with our newest addition, Logan. He is almost, well, I guess he's just over 6 weeks now. But anyway, he was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, and while it came as a shock and we were terrified, and the first week or two was absolutely terrible. We've had time to digest it and work with it and figure out the plan of attack and what we're going to do. We've had a few changes. My husband's going to work in town, so he's going to change. He's actually got a job lined up for February 27th. He'll start Monday in town. It's actually not in town. It's actually in about half an hour away, 45 minutes away, but it's still in town compared to what he does now. He drives 7 hours up north to go to work, so definitely in town. And so we've had a few changes take place, and that change is not reflected on here because I didn't account for that yet. So I said that Chad was home. Did I even put his days on here? I guess I didn't. I just said, no, Chad working at home because I wasn't sure. But we assumed as of February 27th that he would be working from home. So this week, if this is the 28th and 27th, because February, of course, is a short month, I'll just put those days on here. So that'll be good because we have a week off just prior to this. So we're actually going to Red Deer, which is good. We took advantage of that time. We're going to Red Deer that weekend before, and then this is my son's birthday, but my husband will start work full-time at his new job on the Monday. And so we're going to do some changes. I've got that reflected in my power sheets. We've got a meal plan lined up. Well, we don't actually have the meal plan, but we're going to work on a meal plan. We're going to change the budget, or look at the budget at least, and determine how we can arrange sinking funds to account for the change in income. It will be less income because he's only working 5 days at a time instead of 14 in a row. So he'll work 5, have the weekend off, work another 5, but there's not as much overtime, and he's only working 10-hour days. So he works from, I guess it's 6 to 5, I guess. Is that 11 hours or 10 hours? Or maybe it's 7 to 5. That's 10 hours. Yeah, 7 to 5. Had to get my numbers straight there. So anyway, things are changing. So as you guys know, I do start with the calendar for my goals because really, if there are appointments or something that need to go in first, that's kind of where I start. I don't really know where I can fit in other work or other things if I don't know what my weeks are going to look like ahead of time. So what I do is I write in all my budget days, even though that's technically like a work. It's not really a work thing. I've turned it into a work thing. I make videos based on our budget, but obviously budget is for our family, right? So still a family thing, but I write in the budget. I write in when we get paid. I write in my older son's no school dates. Actually, he has a lot of them this month. He's got no school the 2nd and 3rd because it's parent-teacher interviews. He's got a PD day on the 13th. And then he also has spring break at the end of the month, which is during my birthday, which is kind of cool. And then I've got appointments for my baby, my youngest son. We have a date night set up already. My husband has an appointment, and hopefully he'll be able to take time off work for that. And we also have to change our Audible subscription because it's set to renew again. And obviously he's working from home now, so he won't need it. So we're going to cancel that as well. And it's daylight savings time, which I know you lose an hour of sleep here where we live, but it's nice because then it feels more like spring. Oh, and of course, I forgot to write in spring. I'm just going to check when spring is this year. Yeah, it says the first day of spring is the 20th. So we'll write that in too. So, like the time old saying where they say, March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. That is usually always true. And that's why March is my favorite month because spring is in March and my birthday is in March. And it's my favorite month. And not so much, I don't want to say it's like spring is my favorite because it's not. Summer is technically my favorite season. It's just once summer is here, it's like it's gone by the snap of a finger, right? So I always say that spring is my favorite time because you've got all of spring, all of summer to look forward to, and it's something like that waiting period, right? That looking forward to is like the best part of some things sometimes. So that's kind of how I feel about March. Like I love March. um, so I just want to make sure I got everything here. So yeah, so I'm gonna check with my mom. I already mentioned to her some dates where she has to babysit for us, and just kind of little reminders on the side here. Okay, so swinging over to actually going back to here. So this is where I write in all of the reminders and like excited for and hopeful, etc. So most of the stuff is already on the calendar. So yes, we will be doing a Costco haul just to get some meat. So like what I'll do is like I'll get a strip loin for pork and like I'll chop it up into make pork chops because we usually like making like pork chops, boneless pork chops with mushroom gravy, mashed potatoes, green beans, that kind of thing. That's one meal, but at least I know if I have like a whole strip loin, I've got lots of meals ahead of us that I can like just, you know, start up. I've got my son's appointments. He's actually got his immunizations booked as well. Um, on my mind, so new routine with Chad working in town. It's going to be hard, you guys. So for me, like, yeah, everybody says it's easier if he works in town because then he'll be home. But the thing is, like when he's in bed, like he snores, he has sleep apnea. He's in the process of getting a machine. Um, it keeps me awake, and I'm already awake like 4 times a night because of my baby. And then every time he turns over or like, that makes any sound, it just wakes me up. Also, I'll be doing all the same work that I do now, like taking my kids to school, picking them back up, or my son at least, but packing up all the kids, doing all of that, making supper, doing all the chores, like still all the same stuff I do now. And the only thing that'll make it better is him being home on the weekends, but potentially he could be working overtime on weekends too. And then it's just hard because our routine is going to change. And I know it takes time to get used to change. I do understand that, but him working out of town is actually better for me if I didn't have like 3 kids. If I had stayed with the 2 kids, him working out of town is way better, like, for me. For him, I understand. He wants to sleep in his own bed. He doesn't wanna have to drive that far, like, I totally get it, but, yeah, it's gonna be rough because we are decreasing in money. I'll be spending more on groceries because he will be, eating here at home. I'll have to make meals for him, and right now I budget, like, very minimal things, only things that my kids eat, and yeah, so it's gonna be rough. Like you guys are gonna see this process in the next few months, and um, change is hard. We're gonna have to probably stop our sinking funds altogether because we won't have enough money to save for that. So it's gonna be rough, and I'm not really sure how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna try because yeah, it's all we can do. Okay, so anyway, so um, hopeful that yeah, it's sorry, my baby is here beside me and like it's hard to concentrate while I'm trying to film here. Um, so I'm saying yes to taking each day as it comes, and I'm trying also to be positive. I did not say anything about saying no because I couldn't think of anything. I'm excited for my birthday. Not really, because it doesn't really matter anyway. It's not like I'm going anywhere for it or doing anything for it. Logan will be reaching 2 months soon, like at the beginning of the month. Spring, daylight savings, my son's spring break, switching my planner for March, but yet I have no idea what I'm doing yet. So, and then also my planner's anonymous orders will be coming. I have an order and I have subscriptions coming as well from them. So I'm excited to, I'll probably do unboxings with you guys with those. So I won't really go over this page as much because this is just kind of where I brainstorm. So this is like all the ideas, but really this is kind of where it comes down to. So to break my things up, I usually do this if I've got a lot of any one thing. So if it comes to appointments, I put appointments just in one line because I knew I had lots of things to do this month. So I've got 3 appointments, technically not mine. This one's for Logan, his immunization. This is his a checkup for his cystic fibrosis appointment, and then this is my husband's appointment. Date night is going to be on the 17th, which is St. Patty's Day. My budget recap analytics. So I put all of these types of things in one box just to save room. My budget recap will be for the month prior, so that will be for February's budget. This is my financials for my business, statistics for my business, and analytics. So reevaluate budget and sinking funds. That's going to be a big one. And that might take me a few days just to kind of reevaluate everything and see what we're working with. And basically, what I need to do for that is find out how much money we'll get first. So, like, if my husband works Monday to Friday, I'll be able to know how much we'll be getting weekly. And if he works weekends, it'll just be more. So, I'll be able to plan for a budget better than just kind of guessing because I won't know yet how much it's going to actually be. He doesn't even know how much he's getting paid, but it's going to be more than what he's getting right now. So let's see. So evaluate budget. Then we'll have to write out ideas. So instead of doing like a monthly budget or meal plan, sorry, instead of doing a monthly meal plan, what I was thinking in my head was just writing down all the ideas of different meals I could make. So stuff that my family will actually eat. It's been hard because we haven't had like meals. And the other thing that's hard is that my kids eat at like 4 or 5 o'clock, and my husband won't be home till 7. And then my daughter's already in bed. Well, he'll be home like 6:45 or so, but my daughter is already in bed by 7. So it's going to make it hard for me because I have to still make the kids their meals, whatever they eat, and then I still have to cook something for my husband. And then I'm like, well, when do I eat, right? We've been in this pattern for the last like 3 years of of him working out of town, so it's going to be hard to adjust to that. And I don't really know what to do unless I just wait. Like I'll like give my kids snacks until we eat supper, but then that's not healthy to have my daughter go to bed right after supper. So I haven't really decided what to do with that yet. Um, so and then what we'll do is just like meal plan every week. I'll probably do that in my Franklin. Then I've got my goal planning, my work biz content, my Franklin set up for the month, April budget set up, and then my tax prep. So that will be coming. I'll probably do the taxes in March. And it's going to be kind of a big job because I've got my work taxes to do, but yet we'll also have personal taxes to do as well. And I have finally jumped to an online program. I started in 2011, I think. Was it 2011? No, it was like 2014. I started using an online program. But prior to that, I would always send mine in manually. I always do my own taxes. I never pay anyone to get them done for me. I've always done them my own since I was 18. And it's one of the things I actually enjoy. I love doing taxes. Don't ask me why. And then organize, donate. I didn't put a box here, but I'll have to put a box kind of and just highlight that off. But my friend Tressa has offered to help me kind of go through my basement stuff and just say what I should keep, what I should donate. And I'm not going to do a garage sale. I'm just going to get rid of it because honestly, it's too much work and I can't do that this summer with a baby. So, especially, he has CF and I'm just not going to have a whole bunch of people here. That would just be weird. So, yeah, I'm not going to do it. And then for weekly items, same thing. I kept it exactly the same as last time. Same with the daily items. So budget, something I do every week. Franklin plan with me again weekly. Journaling. These are all of the journaling things I do on a Monday. So, for instance, my kids' journals, my affirmations, gratitude, and then my tarot oracle readings. My blog, I'll be doing one a week, so I changed that. So I do one every Tuesday now. Sticker design is technically Wednesday, but I haven't worked on it for the last 2 Wednesdays just because I've been busy and I've had appointments. And my son's appointment usually falls on a Wednesday. Family night and date night, I put those together as well. So if we have a date night, say it lands on the third week, I'll just put a line through the box, and then one will be family night, one will be date night. For the daily action items, I've got expenses, which, guys, like people say, oh, I don't want to track my expenses. But if you want to actually do a budget, that is the only way to know what you're spending. And in order to create your budget in the first place, you need to track your budget, like your expenses. It has to be done. So I do that on a daily basis if I know I've gone out. I always read. I journal every morning. Try to track my water intake, my vitamins, and medication. a 10-minute tidy, which I usually do every day because my daughter is a hurricane, and of course, school. I put that for my son. That is just to study, do his vocabulary and his reading every day. So that about sums it up for March for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recap of my goals for March. If you did, please leave the video a like, a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Click on the bell button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends.